please welcome to stage the amazing Hennessy!
Thanks guys, and give it up for Jay, Chris and John for putting on this tremendous night. I'm going to start off with a little story. I call it the tale of the world's most expensive lasagna. Stop me if you've heard it. It happened in my house and I don't recognise any of you, so I think we're safe. It started in an effort to save a bit of money by not getting takeout. So I thought, let me make a lasagna for me and my friends. And it started innocently enough. You know, meat, tomato, pasta. You know how to make a lasagna. It's not what we're here for. Have you ever done that thing where you catch your sleeve on a door handle? Have you ever done that holding 4 kilos of lasagna? Because I have, and I caught myself, I spun out, I put a hole in the door, walls, floor, ceiling, lasagna everywhere. It was like Mrs. Dolmio had had an explosive miscarriage. I rent, that fucker cost me £400 in door replacement and carpet cleaning. My house, that would have been a cautionary stay. I think a dropped lasagna, I think we can all agree it's a sad enough event without it having to be a financially life-changing one. So at the beginning of this year I thought, I can't keep letting pasta bankrupt me. I need to get hold of my finances. So, you know, I resolved to do that. I made a resolution. People, that's hard for me because I am quite low resolution as a person. Like, a realistic resolution for me would be like 0.5 megapixel. I am a bit of a burner phone of a human. I'm okay with that. There is other evidence, like my memory's terrible, I can be unbearably basic, and people just use me to talk to drug dealers. But I thought, no, this year I'm going to stick to my resolution. I'm going to put in the hours, the time, the effort, the dedication, and this year, people, I am going to win the lottery. Sorted. When you decide you will win the lottery, you have to look and see who fate has chosen previously. You need to see what a winner looks like to be a winner, right? So I had a little look, and there was a big win this year of £120 million. I'm not going to say those winners were bullshit, but I did read an article saying that when they discovered they won, they celebrated with a hug and a cup of tea, and that they had aspirations to start a business. Because that was their wildest £120 million dream, to work. Forever. And I wasn't entirely comfortable with the celebration either, like a hug and a cup of tea. Like, at least down a pint of stem cells. Fuck a panther on the roof. You won 120 million, get reckless. You got that pay off the police money now, no worries. If I had won 120 million, I'd have spent £10 million in a day. And half of it would have been on scratch cards. Between that and my newfound millionaire's access to the CRISPR genetic slicing program and my palatial vault of hallucinogens, I'd be halfway to being a fucking god by now. So you've all got that to look forward to this year. You thought Brexit was unnerving. Me with an extra ear on LSD, telling you I'm a deity. I watched a documentary about past winners and, you know, what things were like. Some of them were saying it had ruined their life. They were saying that estranged family members kept coming out of the woodwork asking for handouts. I just feel like I'd enjoy that. Dear Mother, I received your request for £50,000, and you are right, it is a trifling amount. Note that this letter was delivered by solid gold helicopter. You may also notice this letter isn't in my handwriting, and that's because I've paid a stranger £50,000 to write it for me. Yours ambivalently, Ash's vagrant pen. A lot of them warned that you can't buy happiness. I would argue you're shopping in the wrong places. Do you have any idea how much MDMA you can buy with just £1 million of your winnings. And I know some of you might be thinking, it's not real happiness, that is synthesized happiness. And I will say to those people, if it walks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, and it grinds its fucking bill off like a duck, happy duck. They closed it with a bit of advice. In case you win the lottery, bit of advice, never forget where you came from. Which made me laugh, because if I won the lottery, the first thing I'd do is get a fucking lobotomy. So the poor half of my life won't ruin the good half. I'm alright guys, I'm fine. It is possible to be poor and happy. I have seen it. My parents were poor and happy. And I look at it and I think, it's because you had each other. So, you know, I'm looking for the one. You know, the one that makes your heart race and your palms sweat and just generally makes you feel weak. That one paid medical trial I'd risk it all for. At a point, you do have to ask yourself, for £5 grand, how bad can a bowler actually be? I have been looking into slightly less dangerous ways to sort out my money. I've been watching Martin Lewis, the money saving expert. If you aren't aware of his work, he's like the Pied Piper of the thrifty and pyjama jobless. And his advice is really simple, guys. You just have to consolidate your debt. Just consolidate it. And I'm proud to say I've taken steps to do this. My credit rating is, what I've managed to do is I've managed to consolidate my debt into 9 affordable payday loans. You laugh, but I spoke to my friend who is very good at money, and he said if I carry on this way, probably won't have to worry about renting anymore, so. I don't worry about my finances, because I think all you need is a little bit of perspective. We live in a world where Kanye West is legally bankrupt. He drives around in Maybach, wears a Rolex. Well on my way to being that rich. I don't want to have to marry a Kardashian. Just very much the payday loan of the celeb world, right? Just in the sense that you have to keep up with them. One of you got it, but the thing is, I don't do a lot of jokes. And I'm not asking you to say you like the Kardashians, but if we're going to sit around and pretend we don't appreciate the 9 hard years' work they've done on television for us, I don't know what we're doing here. So I'm going to do that one again. They're very much the payday loan of the celeb world, in the sense that you have to keep up with them. Hey! But ultimately, someone's going to end up being fucked in the ass. You've been tremendous. Thank you so much.